Sportmadness is just a company with a franchising model. So basically, we have the opportunity to everyone that likes sports to have their own job in the industry. They have all the support from the headquarters in different parts. And at the moment, we are present in 7 countries. We want to be like a global company.
Nice.
So we are, of course, present in Spain, where we have the headquarters, then in Italy, in Portugal, in
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sporting Global podcast. And today I'm here with Leonor Rice. And first of all, thanks for taking the time. How's everything going?
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you today. And yeah, everything is going great. Unfortunately, we are going now to winter time. I'm really a fan of summer, but I'm looking forward for this new season. And September is a month of changes, and I think good things will come up.
That's great. Yeah, it's a lot of cool things happening, and winter isn't that bad.
Oh, I love the sunny days.
Yeah, no,
but yeah,
but you're in Spain/Portugal, so you have a lot of sunny days.
Yeah, I cannot complain.
Should try winter in Norway. Maybe you'll be happy.
Yeah.
But winter is nice overall. It's not that bad, and once you get like the snow and all this stuff.
No, and I was telling you before, like the September, I think it's a great month. It's a month where you can plan new things. Also, a new season in football and many other sports is starting. Wow. So I'm looking forward for it. Also, this year we have the World Cup around Christmas time. So I'm excited.
Very exciting times ahead, and pleasure to have you part of this, obviously. And we're gonna dive a little bit into your journey, a little bit about what you're doing these days, a little about some lessons, of course, that you learned along the way. But first and foremost, like, take us a little bit how your journey in sports began, and a little bit about where this passion for sports came from. Clearly, you're very into it, but just take it how it all started for you.
Yes, of course. So I think I love sports since I was born. I used to play football a lot with my dad when I was a child, and then I just joined a team in Portugal when I was 6. So I've been playing my whole life.
Yeah.
And apart from football, I always love to watch other sports, like handball, hockey, basketball. So I'm really a fan of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when I was, I think, 17, I had a knee injury. So I had to recover from it. And I felt, like my dream was always to be like a professional football player. Yeah. And I had to put this a bit on the side because my knees didn't allow me to do it. So I had to give myself a time to think about other stuff that I could do.
Yeah.
So I just moved to England. I did my bachelor's in psychology because it's another of my passions.
Yeah.
But after 4 years in there, I felt that I had to come back to this industry, to be around the field. Of course, now I have in my mind that I cannot play anymore, but there are so many cool stuff that you can do outside, help the players also. So I decided to move to Valencia. I did my master's in international sports management. And I was very lucky to start my internship at the company Sportmadness, which I loved since the first day. So yeah, this has been my journey in the sports industry. Always watching like many football games and other sports as well. And of course, I have a big passion also for women's football. So yeah, that is my journey.
That's awesome. And I mean, like, it's always those knees, It's always those knees that are gonna destroy it.
Yeah. It's it happens to many people. Yeah, it's the classic.
But
we just need to, it was a bad thing that happened and try to make it in positive. Maybe I was not going to be a very good football player. Probably not. So let's try to be a very good manager and something.
Right. Yeah, and it's the beauty of the sport industry, right? Like, and especially in the time we live in now, like, there's so many opportunities in sports without having to play too. So it creates a lot of
Yeah,
opportunities, and you can still follow that passion that you have for sports. So that's awesome. And
yeah.
let's talk a bit about the current role that you have. Obviously, at Sportmadness now, you're the customer success manager. So tell me a little bit about the role, and a little bit about what Sportmadness is all about, first and foremost.
Yes, if you don't mind, maybe I'm gonna do and answer the other way around. So I'll
Yeah,
explain you a little bit about Sport Madness and then what I do.
go for it.
So Sport Madness is just a company with a franchising model. So basically, we have the opportunity to everyone that likes sports to have their own job in the industry. They have all the support from the headquarters in different parts. And at the moment, we are present in 7 countries. We want to be like a global company.
Nice.
So we are, of course, present in Spain, where we have the headquarters, then in Italy, in Portugal, in Luxembourg, Chile, Mexico, Bolivia, so many countries. And
Yeah.
our aim is to be global. Basically, we help our franchisees. We have like 4 pillars: the product, the support, the technology, and the brand.
Mm-hmm.
The product is services and events, academies that we have ready that we want them to do it locally. So we have the general know-how, how to do the operations, the marketing campaigns of it. And then we just need someone with a good profile to take our company locally. The support is part of my role. Okay, as you said, I'm the customer success manager. So I have weekly meetings with our franchisees to see how we can put in practice these projects. Also, they have many trainings recorded where they can assist, and these trainings are about, like technology, social media, marketing. They can have like a master's also inside our tools.
Right.
And then the technology, for example, we have a tool where they can sell tickets online. Is a marketplace where anyone can buy a ticket to participate in their events.
Right.
So I think this is really interesting. And then the brand, as I mentioned, we are present in 7 countries, and every time more companies, they know us, they contact us to help them to do some type of sports activities. So it's really exciting to be part of this.
Yeah.
And my role for now is to help our franchisees both in Portugal and in Brazil.
Nice.
In Brazil, we are expanding and looking for the best profiles, and then my job will be to make this person very successful, because our main idea in the company is to make our franchisees successful, to be able to have more and to grow our community.
Right.
So the company started in Spain, so there is lots of things that needs to be adapted to other markets. Right. So this is also my part of my job, and look for more opportunities, look for more people that loves sports and wants to make it happen in their cities.
Right. No, it's great. It's a cool project, and of course, you're kind of depending as well that they need to success. So you have a very critical role, and very exciting.
Yeah.
To be part of, for sure.
Yeah, and it's like not monotonous at all. Every day we do something different.
Yeah.
And sports is a special industry. We work on feelings. It's really cool. I really like it.
So obviously you mentioned a little bit that you recently also completed your MBA in International Sports Management at ESPS. Talk a little about like some lessons you learned from the program that you brought with you into your role as Sportmadness.
Yes, for sure. So first of all, I'd like to say that it was a very good experience overall. I would recommend anyone that is looking for a master's to have a look at ESPS. And why. First of all, it was through them that I got my internship. So it was really important. As you could see from my previous answer, I'm really happy with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I was able to do my internship while I was doing the master's, so it was really complementary. and I could learn from both of them and apply things that I was learning at university to my internship, and also the other way around.
Right.
So it was really interesting. Apart from that, what I remember the most about the masters was to have lessons with the professor that, not professors, but professionals of the area. Okay,
Yeah.
people that is working in the industry. I remember, for example, Pedro Malabia, which was the director of the women's football in Spain. So it's something that I really like. So
Right.
I'll never forget the chance to speak with him, like for 3-4 hours about women's football. And also the academic trips to see sports facilities that are top in Europe.
Wow.
What do I apply from my master's in my internship? So many things, but I think one of the most important is like to, like to work a lot on your communication skills, to don't be shy, to show up, to be able to present yourself. And then, of course, I really like the strategic parts, like the projects that we were developing at university, because when I start a task, I always like to have a plan, to know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and to after see the results and if it was successful or not.
Right.
And another thing that I really like, it was to explore the marketing also of the sports, because as I mentioned before, it's a different industry. It's much more about feelings, and maybe because of my background outside psychology, it's something that I really like.
Oh, that's great, and I'm glad you focus on a few key things there. Obviously, communication is getting more and more critical in the sport industry and as a soft skill. So it's a key lesson for sure to bring with you. And I'm sure, like in your role, like you need to be able to communicate well, considering you're talking with all the different franchise owners in both Portugal and Brazil. You said so. So it's an important part, of course, to have this.
Definitely, and it has to be you. You need to be proactive, and you cannot sit in your chair waiting for opportunities to come.
Yeah.
And you can only do this if you are able to present yourself, talk about you, and present your company. And it was something that I think can be a life-changing tip. If you work on this part of your personality, let's say, you can benefit a lot.
Yeah, no, I'm 100%, and I'm thinking, like, obviously we talked a bit about some lessons, but obviously going into the sport industry for you, like, what were some challenges that you faced along the way, and talk a bit about like how you solved it and how you worked on that process.
Okay, to be honest, to start working in the industry, I didn't have like a big challenge. What I want to say with this, I was lucky to have this first internship as soon as I started the masters.
Yeah.
So it was something that I loved from day one. So I was lucky enough to have this internship and to be able to stay in the company. Maybe the challenge that I can see about sports in my life, in my career, let's say, was maybe to make the decision to come back to sports and to study in this industry. Nowadays there are so many people interested to work in the industry. We have so many people studying it, and there are not so many positions, so it was a tough decision. Or should I go and continue working in psychology? Should I specialize myself in another topic, let's say? So my challenge was to make the decision. Also, sometimes I used to think like being a woman in this industry, sometimes it's a bit harder also. Fortunately, it's something that is changing. But I think this was my challenge. And what I see now is that it's also very broad. We can do so many things in sports. You can, and I myself, I love to do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
So this is also a challenge. Sometimes I need to focus on something because I like marketing, I like psychology, I like the product
Right.
development. And I think it's important to know a bit of everything, but you need to think about it also.
Right. No, it makes total sense, and I'm glad that you have been a little bit lucky. You need a little bit of luck, of course, as well. But often
Definitely.
cases you make your own luck. It's kind of like a saying, right?
Yeah,
So obviously, working hard and putting yourself out there, makes facilitating that. And of course, now in the stage that you are as well, it's important to explore and try different things as well, learning what you like and what you don't like in the industry.
and try it,
Yeah,
because you just sometimes you just know if you do it,
right.
so it's, and mainly when we are like young and we are starting, just try to do different things and
Yeah.
you'll find your path.
And going a little bit back into obviously, sport madness and talking about like some stuff that you learned working there and also with at the SBS studying. Like what are some of the trends that you foresee in the industry when it comes to, sports solutions and obviously I know Sportman is offering a few things. Talk a little about like, some of the trends
Mhm.
that you foresee there.
Okay, so maybe I would divide this answer in two parts. So I think first of all, we need to professionalize the amateur sports.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not everyone is Ronaldo, is Messi, is Neymar. So we cannot, why me or you or everyone cannot participate in a good tournament, with
Right.
in a good facility, with a good marketing, with good pictures at the end, with a good management, event management, to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And what we see also nowadays is that sports is super important in our society, in terms of health. So I think we really have a space here to improve the amateur sports and these events for everyone. We want,
Right.
in I work every day thinking how I can make sports for everyone, how we can develop projects maybe with schools, with the municipalities, to make this really integrative. Also, nowadays, it's super important to mix sport with entertainment, like being innovative. We have so many competitors, so we need to make this part also fun.
Yeah.
We can bring like music to it. We have so many options, so
Right.
to make a nice event. And my other part, I be like the women's sports. I think it's something really trendy now that we need to think about it and let it grow, invest
Right.
in it. And it's something very, very special for me, mainly football, but the other
Yeah.
sports as well,
Yeah.
because I think we have lots of potential. And I think we just need people to watch 2-3 games of a good match of women's football and they will fall in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's the more visibility, the more kind of professionalized it becomes as well. It creates an audience and an interest, right? At the end of the day, that's
Mm-hmm.
where it all starts, and a lot of exciting things happening in women's sports and women's football for sure. I mean, like I seen very big steps happening in Norway already, with the women's football.
Yeah.
So it's
You
very
have been always a bit more in front of us,
yeah,
like
yeah.
more. I remember to see like your national team and you were pretty good. So yeah,
That
now
helps too.
now let's make it global also.
Yeah, no, but it's a good point though in terms of having just the presence, right? And I have some friends, working in professional women's football in Norway and seeing kind of like the steps that they have taken and with the partners, with the sponsors, with the kind of initiatives that they're doing and it's good to see the kind of like the elevation that is happening there. So I'm sure there's a lot of
Yeah.
exciting things coming, and who knows, maybe
Yeah, and
you
it's so
get
cool to hear you saying that, to see that people is aware and
yeah
Yeah.
It takes time, like everything else, and just give it some time, work hard, and who knows, maybe you'll be part of that too at some point.
Yeah. Excellent.
Cool. So I wanted to kind of wrap things up a little bit here. Obviously, we've been covering a lot of different things, and all the way at the end here, like if you wanted to like lay out some tips that you have for young people, students that are looking to work in the sport industry, like
Mm-hmm.
what would it be?
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, I think it's a very competitive industry. Okay, it's not easy. And maybe everyone when thinks about sports is just work in football clubs, be like have nice positions, but there is plenty of things that you can do outside the club. So to have an open mind, to look for opportunities, and how, as I said, like don't be shy, like show up, work on yourself, on your how you sell yourself,
Mm-hmm.
how you present, how you can talk about the things that you do,
Right.
and be very humble also. You never know the person that is in front of you, maybe it's going to be someone that can help you and
Yep.
give the maximum at everything that you do. Even if you have a small task, do your best at it, because if you compound everything at the end, you make a great job. People will not forget you, and yeah, just improve yourself. Try to make the most of it every day, and aside of this, be humble. Work hard, listen from people that have more experience from you, and yeah, that's it.
Good. No, it's some good advice, and it's always important, just working hard and create value, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that what it comes down to, and be humble and respectful along the way. And if you put down a lot of hard work, people notice it. That's kind of like the beauty of the sport industry too. It's kind of like how can I say, it will make sport industry unique. Like obviously it's very competitive, but the fact that it's the size that it is, and kind of like in a sense very small, it kind of like creates the feeling where everyone knows each other. And so obviously if
Mhm.
you do a good job, people will see that, and if you don't do a good
Yeah.
job, people will always see
Yeah,
also see that.
exactly.
So
Exactly,
it
exactly.
works both
It's
ways.
a very good point,
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, even if you don't do a good job, people will always
yeah.
remember you also. So, yeah.
Works both ways, and so it's kind of like a good and a bad thing in a sense. But for the sport industry and the way it works and the way it's going to be continuing growing, like it's important that more and more people see that, and providing more opportunities so more people can have the chance to continue growing the industry. And
Yeah.
yeah, Leonor, I would like to thank you, for taking the time for sharing your tips and insights with us. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a pleasure having you
it
part.
was my pleasure. Any time, we can do this again, other topic, because as I mentioned you before, I listened to some of your podcasts, so
Right?
it's really cool also the job that you are doing, and also helping students to know more about it. So anything from my part, you can count on me to help.
Awesome. Means a lot, and we will continue doing our work. And for those of you that have been here all the way at the end, make sure to like the video, subscribe as well, so you get free tips and insights every week. And if you haven't, make sure to sign up at sportinglevel.com to connect with Leonor and Sportmadness, and see what things are happening there, and find your next step in the sport industry. So with that, Leonor, thank you once again for taking the time. And
Thank you.
as a final little tradition that we have at the Sporting World podcast, I have a little challenge for you. I have to teach you a little bit Norwegian, but I guess you already know that if you watch some of the podcasts.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Cool. Yeah, so do you remember what you're gonna say?
Actually no, because no,
No
tell me again. And I'm terrible with languages.
Yeah,
I have friends that tell me one word now, and 2 seconds later I forgot it. So help me out here.
So what you have to say is vi snakkes.
Vi snakkes.
Yeah, great. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah, that means see you later in Norwegian. So there you go.
See you later. Bye bye. Thank you for your time.